Now it's turned to our border report for a minute. We start with that border report where hundreds of migrants living in a makeshift campsite just south of the border held a demonstration over the weekend. Now, San Isidro, actually San Isidro port of entry. Actually, there was chanting. They were holding up handmade signs that read, "We want answers. We're in danger. We want asylum," and so much more. In fact, they hope those pleas get to President Joe Biden after they spent 70 days in the same location. The White House is now saying only those with pending asylum cases will be allowed to access the United States. But migrants at the camp don't have cases pending and have not been given a chance to even register to try to have a case. Well, President Biden is now marking 100 days in office this week, with more than half of Americans saying they approve of his job performance. Polls show the president gets his highest marks on handling the COVID-19 pandemic and his lowest on the situation at the southern border. Washington correspondent Jesse Tenor joins us now live with how he is faring when it comes to Congress overall. Good morning.
I give President Biden an A for rhetoric in the first 100 days and an F in results.
For Republicans like North Carolina Congressman Richard Hudson, the president's first days in office were a test he failed. Points to the slew of executive orders that overturned Trump-era policies.
Many of which were problematic and had bipartisan support when they were undertaken by the Trump administration.
Arkansas Congressman Rick Crawford says President Biden should reverse his actions to address the surge of migrants at the southern border.
The border wall construction, which is authorized and funded, I think we need to reinstate the Remain in Mexico policy and provide the support to those Border Patrol agents rather than making them social workers.
Ahead of her meeting with the president of Guatemala today, Vice President Kamala Harris told CNN she is handling the complex issue diplomatically to address the root causes.
They can give the resources to people who naturally want to stay at home and give them some sense of hope that help is on the way.
The COVID-19 pandemic continues to loom over the new administration, with the virus killing more than 500,000 Americans. There is bipartisan agreement over the success of vaccinations, but Michigan Congresswoman Lisa McClain says the price tag of the president's first major legislative win, the nearly $2 trillion relief package, is still problematic.
We're spending money right now like drunken sailors.
And that was Jesse Tenor reporting.